everyone, Sarada Uchiha here. Welcome back to the channel. So today, of course, as you can already tell by the video title and thumbnail, we'll be talking about Sarada Uchiha and how her character can actually be handled going into the Boruto time skip. Of course, this does fall in line with the two recent time skip discussion videos I did surrounding Mitsuki and Kawaki and how their respective characters could be handled going into the time skip and after the time skip. Of course, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year. So yeah, I appreciate all the support. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about the discussion once you're through watching, and leave a like. I appreciate it, honestly. honestly. But getting into it, so Sarada Uchiha, I have done videos on Sarada before discussing aspects of her character and how it can be handled, like going into the time skip and after the time skip, but that was more so from a power aspect in terms of how she could like level up and still remain useful in the story from a combat and power aspect. But with this video, I will be going over some of that again, but primarily I wanted to talk about the narrative aspect of how her character development can be handled for the Boruto story going forward, given the constraints that we have with the story. As you know, the Boruto manga is a is a monthly series, so yeah, there are certain constraints and there's only so much the writer and illustrator can do with the set amount of pages that they have each month. So yeah, this is taking all that into consideration. Now Sarada, as I've said in previous videos as well, is that I feel that she's a character that a lot of persons feel could be the main character, if not for, you know, marketing reasons, because of course Boruto probably sells on paper, it sounds, you know, close to Naruto. Of course it is close to Naruto, so you know, a lot of persons will just jump on the bandwagon. And yeah, that and the fact that her story and her goal is basically a copy and paste of what Naruto wanted to do, so they probably didn't want to play it one for one like that. Even though a story about a Uchiha trying to strive for the position of Hokage, given the whole bloody history of the Uchiha, could be a good story in itself. So yeah, but you know, marketing, and it is what it is. But going forward, given the hype and all the excitement around Boruto Uzumaki and the recent manga chapter where we had Momoshiki coming back through the Karma Seal, there is a lot of emphasis on Boruto going forward right now, but it's important to actually remain focused and level-headed and not have a repeat of the Naruto Shippuden story where we had certain members within the main cast who I feel were neglected, and other members within the main cast being kind of cast to the wayside or not fully living up to their potential story-wise. So yeah, we definitely don't want a repeat of that. But narratively speaking, Sarada has a lot going for her, and there are a lot of story resources that can be used to actually write for her, just to make sure that she remains relevant to the story. Now, getting into it, first of all, as we go forward, or even case in point, Sarada is a character that strives to be Hokage, and her family, her clan, has a very unique history. For those of us that actually watch Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, yeah, we know the whole history of the Uchiha. So I think first of all, going forward into the time skip, one thing that needs to be addressed or written is Sarada finding out the truth of the Uchiha clan. That's one thing that definitely needs to happen, whether it be via Sasuke or probably via some other character, and that could be a source of conflict where Sarada is concerned, whether internally finding out the problems her family name has caused throughout history, or externally between her and Sasuke. So that could be a good source of conflict for her character going forward, and seeing how she handles it, considering that she wants to be a leader. So far she's demonstrated some decent leadership traits. She's able to take control of Team 7 and lead them in the recent fight with Boruto, so that's good. She's on her way, and she's for the most part level-headed. You know, we had some moments within the whole Naruto Gaiden and just the whole keeping up with the Uchihas series, as I call it. She had some emotional outbursts, but for the most part I see Sarada as a level-headed character, very likable Uchiha. for the most part. So yeah, so having her combat the ghost of her clan, in the sense that combating all the truths behind the massacres and everything, I think that would be a good writing point. Now that kind of extends with her potentially meeting Itachi. Now I did a video last year, if memory serves right, where it was kind of like a speculation discussion of the possibility of the Boruto characters traveling to the Pure Land, the Pure World. As you know, Edo Tensei translates to Impure World, reincarnation or resurrection. So I was thinking, with the fact that Hagoromo is able to basically come and go from the Pure World to the Impure World, then would it be possible if we had like a little arc where certain characters are able to interact with characters from the past via Hagoromo and all these things? I know it's kind of wild and out there, but just bear with me. I just think if we get characters like Sarada interacting with characters like Itachi, I think that would be interesting to see. Case in point, well, not even case in point, but I think it would also be interesting to see Sarada interact with Madara Uchiha. Madara had certain opinions on the leadership style of the world, if I'm if I'm being modest. I think Sarada finding out and learning from the mistakes of, you know, Itachi and Madara would be a good point for her development going forward, and how she can actually balance things and kind of just redeem the name of the Uchiha, continue the whole redemption that Sasuke has started for the Uchiha. So I think that would actually be very good as well. So yeah, a lot of the development I feel needs to be focused on Sarada, I guess, clearing the name of her clan, finding out the truth, and using the truth and mistakes of her clan to become a better leader. It's just going to be overall interesting to see how she reacts and how she makes use of the information that the Uchiha have presented or made on history over the years. I think even though it's one big point, I think it would be a good KSM point to actually write for her. So I think she has a lot of resources going. That aside, now we have the power aspect, which I've said. We did have in the Boruto manga, right, where they did mention that the Byakugo seal does have ties back to the Sage of Six Paths and the time that he was alive. So as I've said in previous videos, that if they bring that fact up, if there is more to the seal, that could be a surefire way to actually power up Sarada. Of course, she had other resources in universe. It's never been officially confirmed if Sasuke's old eyes are still about, but she could get those as well. Of course, she could still train for a Byakugo seal, get Sasuke's eyes, and of course exploit any links to the Sage of Six Paths that the Byakugo seal might have. That's really much it so far in a nutshell in terms of her path to power. Of course, she'll eventually get her own Mangekyo Sharingan, so all these things combined, I think she has a good foundation to reach god level like after the time skip. So yeah, not much to say on power, especially since I've had videos dedicated to, you know, talking about how she can level up going forward. So you can definitely check those out. I'll probably link them in the end cards here. So yeah. But I just think if we can have a decent arc, or decent mini arc centered around Sarada going forward, it will kind of help so that she doesn't be cast to the wayside. Honestly, they've been doing a great job of keeping things with this Team 7 balance, as I've said in previous videos, and I hope it just continues, if I'm being honest. Apart from her like exploiting, or apart from the righteous exploiting her overcoming and redeeming the Uchiha name, or continuing what Sasuke has started where the redemption of Uchiha is concerned, what else do you think they could write for her going forward? Honestly, I guess this would be like the weakest point, but just following up the family tree and see where the Uchiha are coming from, I think it would be good if they kind of paint this whole theme of Sarada like starting a new history. And honestly, I think Sarada should become Hokage at some point. Like, if nothing else, it would be good to have a Uchiha Hokage. So, yeah. But anyway, let me know what you think in terms of what else they could use to write for Sarada. Gotta stretch. And I'll see you guys in the next one.